Well, good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Wednesday, the 5th of November. Can you believe that? 5th of November, 2025, about 5:50 p.m. Central Time. Well, another day. Gold is down another $8 tonight. Silver's down 15 cents. Copper stable at the $5 level. And platinum just holding in here at the 1560s. The dollar, again, not breaking away from the 100 level, which has put pressure on a number of the currencies as they've come down. But what has helped it is the fact that while tonight you're up slightly in bonds and notes, overall they have been declining. And as the futures decline, it means real rates are going up. If you take a look at where you're at in the 10-year note, you're at 416. That's not pushing under 4. That's 416 again. Energy market's fairly stable. Tomorrow, you don't have any real economic data to talk about, even from the private suppliers, but we get, I think, 5 Fed members speaking. So everything will be tied to that. Today, you know that we had the tariff situation in front of the Supreme Court. To me, the questions that were asked were not leaning in favor of the president with his tariffs. That doesn't mean I'm right by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that the question seemed against his position, not for his position, and that was bothersome. Watch Tesla. We're going to see how the vote goes there. Do they give what he wants? You know, he doesn't get all that money at one time. He has to hit so many different hurdles to get the pay package that they're trying to give him that if he hit it, all the investors with him would do pretty darn well. So whether that makes him a trillionaire, whatever you want to call the man, I don't care. If you can make everybody rich along the ride with him, what's the difference? In the gold market, you can sit here for the week, you're close to unchanged. You're up, what, 0.1%? That's nothing. When we look at the daily charts, this still doesn't look bullish yet. You have to really start crossing the 40, 59, 90 level to look friendly. Other than that, if the market starts slipping under here, you open the door up to still more downside in the market. You have to ask yourself a question, too. If Trump loses on the tariff situation, is that bullish or bearish gold? My initial instinct is it's bullish. People won't know what to do. I would think the stock market takes a hit. Where's the Fed get the money that's collected and probably spent already? Not Fed, but the Treasury from the tariffs. I said that wrong. The tariffs, what do they do with that? What does it do to the U.S. dollar? So I think gold wins on that, but that doesn't mean that we're going to hear anything on that right away. In fact, I doubt that we will, maybe until December. There's a lot to be discussed there. And the implications are very serious. As the president himself said, it's to him, to the president of the United States, it's one of the most serious cases that the justices have had in front of them. Well, that's because it involves him, of course. Higher lows, higher highs, but you're still under the 18-day average. Bollinger Band's rather far away at 38.62. That's over $100 away from here. Resistance, 40.92. If you get up there, that's another $100 resistance, and you're oversold. I mean, it looks to me like it's just not the place to be at this point in time. The gold-silver ratio slipped back. I should make this all silver now because with today's action, tonight especially, you're back down where silver's acting a bit stronger than gold. It's easier for me to get long the silver than the gold if the silver can get up and over the 48.99.5 level, especially on a closing basis. We give the pattern higher highs, higher lows, then higher highs. Right here, the resistance shows up continuing at the 18-day average and going nowhere. So I don't think anything has changed there. In copper, I'm not looking for much more of a decline. At the end of the day, copper supplies are tight. At the end of the day, copper's used in everything with artificial intelligence in terms of hardware. I look for this market to find support. Is it time to buy it? No. I want the trend to turn up. The trend is down, but this washout that you had today kicked into the 100-day average and then the lower Bollinger Band. Bye-bye if you're a bear. That's my opinion. In the platinum market, higher high, lower low, really a nothing market right here, sort of drifting and doing nothing. But the overall market has a bearish tone to it until it crosses the 18-day average of closes. And the dollar ekes out gains, but they're very small now. It's no longer the run you had, and that's because the question is, it's fighting with the 200-day average in the Bollinger Band. Doesn't mean you can't keep going higher, but you generally don't. So I look at it like a market on a rubber band. You're pulling, 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 and eventually it snaps and you pull back into that. We'll see. Would I want to be bearish? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is putting the money to work in the market up there. That's not something I'm in favor of at this point. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great evening. I will catch up with you all in the other videos tonight and, of course, in the updates tomorrow. You have yourself a great night.